on, in this episode we're going to go through a shoulder warm-up. So these exercises are really great for shoulder mobility and stability. They're exercises I've picked up through my climbing life and the ones that have stuck with me mainly. So yeah, they're exercises I do regularly with Gracie as well, and I think these exercises are great particularly for bouldering because there's so much range of movement in the shoulder and a lot of strength required, but they're also great for general shoulder health and shoulder strength too.
Yeah, in my experience, 3 top things that I use them for. Number 1, great warm-up. 1, brushing my teeth more easily. It can get quite intense, you know, when you really need to get them super clean. What? And also you can do it on both sides then more easily.
Yeah.
Number 2, raving in Ibiza, when you really want to keep going, you know, it's nice to get your arms warm for that. And lastly, when you're in the supermarket and you're practicing social distancing, you can't ask someone to help you get anything off the top shelf. So when you've got your shoulders nice and warm, you can...
These exercises I would include as part of my warm-up, so specifically my boulder warm-up, and then I'd kind of mix and match the exercises for speed and lead as well. And they're also a great like mini workout in their own right. So yeah, have a go at them, try them out and make them specific to you. For this session, all you need is a Theraband and a wall. Literally just a plain wall. That'll make sense later on. That sounds really weird. But yeah,
get
a Theraband
and build a wall.
First off, we're going to start with some real basics. So literally just arm rotations, so arms nice and straight. 10 forwards and 10 backwards, just to get our shoulders moving a little bit. So I'm going to move out of Gracie's way a little bit. So 10 forwards.
Trying to keep your pelvis set when you're doing it.
Yeah, so you want to keep your trunk engaged, so squeeze your bum and squeeze your tummy so you're not wobbling all over the place, and try and get as much range out of your shoulders as you can. Oh, I've not counted.
9, 10.
Okay, and 10 backwards. 10. Again, making sure you're really strong through the core and not wobbling around, wiggling your bum around. Eight, 9, 10.
Yeah.
I can't work out. That was 11. That was 11. I mean, always better to do more if you can't count.
Just don't rely on our counting, just count for yourselves.
We're really sorry about that. Exercise number 2. So we're going to just get a bit more space. So you're going to take your arms out to the side, nice and straight, and it's just twists. So if you go the opposite way with each hand, so as far as you can, without the shoulder rolling forwards. Arms nice and straight.
10.
I think we should do 20, so that it's 10 each way.
What we all?
13, 14, 15. On these, I find it easier to have my hands like in a spread out, so then I can feels like I can twist more and like judge how far they're going.
Make them look pretty.
Yeah, make it look neat. With twists and rotations, I find that it's kind of like a little check-in to see how my shoulders are feeling, and then almost judge my warm-up by how I'm feeling, if that makes sense. Most of my warm-ups are based on how I feel that day.
Yeah.
Exercise number 3 is shoulder cars. Ideally you need a wall for this, but you can do it without. So you're gonna stand side onto the wall, and you want to gauge the distance based on how the exercise feels, so you kind of need to try that first. It's really important that you stay strong through the trunk and your glutes here, so that you don't stick your bum out and lean forward and arch your back. So stay nice and strong and tight here. I tend to put my hand on my hip, and then I can kind of judge whether I'm moving around or not. And the exercise is to go as high as you can with the arms up to straight, twist the palm, and then round, keeping the arm really nice and straight and the shoulder fully engaged. So you're not moving it around, you're keeping it really solid. And then that's 1 rep, and I do 10 reps on each side. Can I do them?
Oh yeah, just squeezing. Oh,
Yeah, so if you touch the wall and you need to step further away to give yourself more distance, it'll really give you an idea of what your shoulder mobility is like doing this exercise, and I find it's good for kind of increasing mobility but also making sure you're really aware to keep the form. Form is super important.
Mine's bad. I'm on the ball too much.
Nice. Exercise number 4 is very similar. It's pails and rails. Again, we're standing near the wall, so we're going to be 90 degrees to the wall, and you want to keep that trunk strong again, not losing it, like really stable through your trunk. And we're going to take the arm up as high as we can, turn so the hand's facing the wall, and then you want to keep your elbow locked out and push your fingertips into the wall. So you'll see your fingertips go wide. So not the palm, just the fingertips, really strong through the arm and the shoulder. We're gonna push and hold for 3 seconds. So here we'll hold for 3 seconds, and then take the hand off for 3 seconds. And then we're gonna do 3 points around, and then the bottom as well. So 5 points, we're gonna do 3-second hold and 3 reps on each side. Good? Yeah, good. Okay.
And again.
Your seconds are faster than my seconds.
1, 2, 3.
I'm listening to the clock.
Oh, I didn't even discern.
Seconds are longer when you hear the clock.
Your elbow up. My shoulder's actually a bit tight from doing that dance.
Step away a little bit to your shoulders. One thing you want to avoid in this is your shoulder like coming round and rotating this way. So if you need to step further away from the wall, then do so. You might find that your shoulders are different. So Gracie's shoulder on this side is a little bit tighter from dancing the other day. I don't know why your shoulder's tight from dancing.
No, it's...
That's fine. So she needs to step a little bit further away from the wall in order to get the range of movement in her shoulder. Do you want to explain your dancing?
No. I don't. People already think I'm weird.
Try and get your top one up straight and then the bottom one at straight as well, because you're always a bit behind it.
Make it a wee bit.
Just because the top's not very comfortable, isn't it? Next up we've got 5 band exercises. So I'm using a black Theraband, but you can kind of choose the Theraband that's most appropriate for your ability. This shouldn't feel like a full-on really tough workout. You don't want to push yourself loads doing this unless you're doing it for a full workout, but yeah, if you're warming up, try not to push yourself too hard. You don't want to be absolutely knackered after your warm-up.
I think from my experience, I went too heavy with the band before, and it's better to go lighter and then do the reps with higher quality than do
yeah, for sure.
Reps.
Like Grace is totally right. You want the form to be really good, so it's better to do it with a lighter Theraband and get the form right than try and go super heavy really quickly. I think this is actually just a really old black one as well, so it's really stretchy. So I've done this exercise in other videos of mine before. It's sword draws, or saw draws as some people call them. So you stand on the band and then you hold the band in the opposite hand and you pull your shoulder back so it's sitting really well, so that scap's engaged. Okay, we've got, like I said, use your appropriate Theraband. You're just making me look super strong. I think mine was easier than that. And I do 10 reps here. You can play around with the reps to be more specific to your own ability.
Here's a lighter one I've prepared. How many?
10.
Sorry,
And nice and slow. I see a lot of people doing these really quickly, but I find the more slow and controlled you are, the better the warm up for your shoulder. Again, keeping that trunk nice and strong so you're not sticking your bum out behind you. So happy. Nice and slow. How many are you doing?
10, but I fucked around.
Next we've got external rotations. Again, I've mentioned these in previous videos, but I think they're so good as part of the warm-up. So you hold your band and kind of where you hold it is going to be specific to you, so you've got to play around with this a bit. Put one hand on your hip, holding the band in your other hand. You want to keep your elbow tucked in, so not letting it stray. Shoulder in a good position, trunk in a good position, and then you externally rotate and back in. Again, super slow and controlled, staying strong through the movement. And 10 reps. I never know where to look.
I'm just like, good. And getting it wrong there. Don't do that.
Right.
Oh, God. No. Right.
For internal rotations, which is what we've got next, you can put the band around a pole or a door handle, but yeah, I'm going to get Gracie to hold it because we don't have a pole or a door handle right here. Can you just hold it? An internal rotation, you want to be holding the band again and get the tension right. A bit tighter. Move my hand. And then you're just going to do the same thing we just did, but pulling the other way, so it's internally rotating. You can adjust the hand position. Again, staying strong and trying to not let that elbow drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny shape. Why has it got all this, like, on the top? Also, like that.
I'd advise using something a bit more stable than Gracie for this exercise. Next, we're going to take the band, put it around our back, so across your scapulas. So across here, and holding the band in your hands, we're going to do a scap push. So get it comfy across your back, and then arms nice and straight, and then from shoulders really strong, pushing them out and forwards, but not up. So shoulders away from the ears, and then back, shoulders away from the ears, forwards, shoulders away from the ears, back, and 10 reps. Oh, this is a struggle today.
Sorry.
Okay, so 10 reps of the scap push. Push forward and back. Again, shoulders stay away from the ears. So even on the way back, don't shrug them up to your ears, Gracie Martin. You might find that you don't have that much movement in this just yet if you've not done it before, but stick with it and it'll increase. So the last exercise is, for me, the toughest one. You're gonna tie a knot in your Theraband, and then how tight you want the loop is, again, dependent on your ability. But we're gonna do Y's on the wall, so our hands go in the loop like this, and you want to keep your elbows strong and your wrists strong too, so you're not letting your hands pull out, and like this. And then on the wall, you're gonna have your hands, your wrists touching the wall, push upwards as high as you can, keeping that control in your scaps, and the elbows in, so not letting the elbows flare, and then down, and again, 10 reps. So on the wall, it looks like this. Contact here, squeeze that bum, squeeze the trunk, push up as high as you can, keeping the form, not letting the elbows flare. You want those elbows in, and then down. Up, down. And you want to make sure your hand and your wrist stay in contact with the wall at all times. Start with your elbows on the wall, and then push up and down, so the elbows stay nice and tight, really strong through your back, through here. But as soon as you start losing that form, you've gone too high. So this is all about keeping really good control. You should feel a nice burn going on in here.
I actually get really shaky. Tap.
Oh man, that is the worst one. That's why I do it at the end.
Save the worst till
We're
last.
done. If you want to make this session into a if you want to make this session into more of a workout, you can add more reps and put a little bit of rest in between, or smash straight through them. It's really a session that you want to tailor to you as an individual, like what your strengths are and kind of what you're working on as well. So it needs to be really specific. Gracie and I have also got a partner challenge that works on keeping that core strong and the shoulders engaged as well. So a lot of you enjoyed the partner challenge last time, so we've got a new one for you today. Okay, so the partner challenge, we're going to show you as opposed to try and explain. Okay. So one person lying down, legs straight, next person holds their ankle.
Right, what are you actually doing?
Each other's ankles.
Can you just give me some warning?
And then we go to 90 degrees. So Gracie sits up. And both grabbing ankles. And then from here, so nice strong plank, and then sit up. And have those straight in your arms, keep your arms straight. Ankles. Arms nice and locked out and straight. And then from here, sit up. And down. And again. She just spat on me. She just spat on my face. Ankles, nice straight arms. And then from here you're going to push into a square, so nice and straight. And then down. And then shuffle the hands to just below the knees. And then bend your legs, both bend legs. It's really important to keep your arm locked out here. And nice and strong through the core. And then from here, the base is going to sit up. You're going to end up in a nice square. And then down. And then you're going to shuffle your hands to just below your partner's knees. And then bend your legs to 90 degrees. And then from here, we do a little running man. Nice.
Ah, nice one.
I hope you've enjoyed the shoulder warm-ups. These are just kind of exercises that I've done for many years and I really find them useful, so I hope you do too. And yeah, good luck with the partner challenge. Let us know if you want to see more of them, because we definitely have a lot more ideas. Yeah, have fun with it and stay tuned. I don't know why stay tuned.
Stay
I don't know what
alert.
you're saying. Stay alert.